Today I'm going to show you all how to make the best lemon cake for Christmas. Alright, so the first step for our lemon cake is we need to mix our sugar with our fat. In this instance we're using unsalted butter. You can also use regular margarine with some granulated sugar. Low speed until fully incorporated, and then we could start to increase the speed. We want to dissolve the sugar and bring the mixture to a light, fluffy and airy texture. All these steps add to the overall end result in our cake. And we don't want a dense, dry cake. We want a light, airy, fluffy cake. Alright, so once it's evenly incorporated like this, take it up to medium speed. I'm going to add in my lemon zest. You want to give the lemon enough time to fully incorporate, coat all the fat. After all, it's a lemon cake, right? So we want to be tasting lemon. High speed now, back down to low. And now we're going to start adding our eggs that's already pre-mixed with some vanilla essence. Alright, once you get it incorporated, just continue to add as you go. I'll scrape down the sides of my bowl. Here we have some sifted lotus cake flour. And to that, we're going to be adding in some salt, baking soda, and Lion Brand baking powder, which is going to give us a light, airy texture in our cake. So we want to mix this in. Now is when we want to alternate between dry ingredients and liquid ingredients. We want to do this on low speed. Alright, add in some of our liquid ingredients, which is buttermilk and some lemon juice. So you help give us some more of that lemon flavor. This is fully incorporated. You could go ahead and add in some more of your dry ingredients. I like to add it in 1/3. Again, we're doing this on low speed. I don't want anything to go splashing all over the place. Alright, add in the rest of our flour and the rest of our milk. Scrape down the sides of the bowl to get all that excess dry flour mixture in. We don't want any clumps of flour in our cake batter or in our finished cake. And raise the speed up to medium to high now, just to continue to get everything mixed. Alright, so here I have 2 greased cake pans lined with parchment paper. This thing is about 8 or 9 inches in width and about 1.5 inches high. So you want to get this as even as possible, but it's not the end of the world if one pan gets a little more than the other. Alright, so we're going to bake this at 350 degrees in the center of your oven, evenly displaced, for about 35 to 40 minutes, and we're going to rotate and turn them halfway through. Alright, so we're at the 20-minute mark here, so let's turn and rotate our cakes. Now you want to be gentle, but you also want to be quick. Alright, so time to check our cake. So I'm just going to stab it in the middle with a toothpick. You want the toothpick to come back out clean. Our cakes are ready. Just going to take them out, let them cool completely. And while it's cooling, we'll get started on the icing. Alright, so while our cakes are cooling, we're going to get started on the icing. So here we have some room temperature cream cheese and margarine, or unsalted butter if you prefer, equal amounts. Start to mix it, and we want to get it a light, fluffy, airy texture. After that, we'll start to slowly incorporate our pre-sifted lotus icing sugar and other flavorings. So yeah, I just have it on medium speed, just running. Alright, so actually, let me just stop and show you. So you see it's light, fluffy, fully incorporated. So before I start adding the lotus icing sugar, let me just scrape down. Here's one as clean as you go. Scrape down the sides of your bowl. Low on the stir speed. And I'm going to be adding the icing sugar in like 4 parts. So allow it to mix at relatively low speed. And just continue to add as you go. About halfway through, so I'll add the second part. And after the second part is more or less incorporated, I'll scrape down the sides before I add in the third part. Alright, just continue. Alright, so we add in again. Still on low speed. This time we're raising it. So, keep it on low. Adding our lemon zest, lemon juice, and vanilla. Now we're just going to raise up the speed. So we need to do this relatively quickly. I would say no more than a minute, because we don't want the acid to break the icing. Just so one last scrape down. And then we just go in on medium speed for about 30-45 seconds, if so much. Yeah, and that's it. So what we're gonna do now, just to be extra cautious, we're just gonna throw it in the chiller to firm up a little bit more, let it set, and then by the time our cakes are fully cool, we should be ready to ice them. Now it's time to remove them from the pan. Just flip them over. With a little assistance. Alright, so sometimes they give them trouble. Just give them a little help. Lovely. Pull the bottom off. He's back in the pan. I'll use this. This one is going to be the top. Pull him aside. Come again for the next one. Scrape the edges. So what we want to do with this one, we want to just level the top a little bit. So this side is the lowest side. So we're going freehand here. Again, we're not selling any cake. This is fast. Oops. We definitely don't want to do that. Right, so that's basically just removing the top. Let's level it off a little bit. Why does it look like if I made a hole in it? And we're just gonna start with some icing in the middle, just to help. Well, we want some icing in between the two cakes, and also we wanna use the icing to help level it off a little bit too. And remember here, people, less is more. So I'm just using my spatula just to spread it out to the sides. And what the other cake is gonna do too, I could use the other cake. Oh, that looks pretty level right there. Just press it down. Could use the other cake to level it out. So just pressing it down. Oh yeah. And some more for the sides there. Just resting it along the edge. You're looking for this, rustic kind of look here. So you just clean up the sides a little bit. Of course, if you want, you could also pipe this on. And so this morning I saw some orchids in the yard. So I was like, hey, this is the perfect thing to garnish our cake with. And then if your new flowers are edible, or most flowers, let me just say all. Next thing, all you're going to need some flour. So if you're like me and you're not the best cake decorator in the world, just use what you have. Show you all one time. Ooh, now obviously it's a little soft, because it still has to set, right? But we're not waiting on that. We're hungry. And there you go. A lemon cake. Oh yeah. As always, guys, when y'all make it, be sure to send us pictures, videos, feedback, how it tastes. Love hearing from y'all. Bye.